Hello everybody and welcome to my tutorial on Lampiao from the PG Play or Proving Grounds Play machine. So without any further ado, I would like to just have a quick scan. So I've got the IP address, we save it to the basic scan folder, nothing special. I would definitely recommend scanning all the ports because we will see that there is one port that is kind of not usual. So as you can see, we got 3 ports open. It's not too bad, 46 seconds. So if you run quickly an aggressive scan, 1898, so that's definitely not an usual port number. We save it to detailed scan, and just in case we put the PN. And in the meantime, of course, we can check out the website because port 80 is open. Okay, so I don't know what's going on here. Yeah. Okay, so there's nothing special here. We don't have any technologies, nothing. So what we'll do, we wait for the scan. It was quite quick. As you can see, it's Apache running on Ubuntu. A lot of disallowed entries, robots, so we know it's Drupal 7, so there's a lot of details straight away, which is good. As you can see, the port 80 was just really like a rabbit hole kind of fake website. So if you check out this port number, then you can see, we don't need to translate, it's about the Brazilian bandit, Lampiao. You got user login. Well, even just looking at it, you know that it's a Drupal page. I mean, it looks that way. It says powered by Drupal. I don't know if, yeah, Drupal 7 PHP. So yeah, that's what we expected. So if you do some research, what could be like a good exploit for this? So we could say you go to the exploit database, search exploit, and we could just see, I don't know, Drupal 7, and it's quite a lot of results. But what is really popular is Drupal Gaddon, but it's not the SQL injection we are after. Where is it? Not denial service, of course. We don't have authenticated because we don't know any username, nothing, no password. So one of these basically. So you got Ruby script. Yeah, so the funny thing is, we did try this one. I'm not sure if it really worked, but that could be worth trying. So you got the Python script, and also I don't know why it's twice, we got this one, the Ruby. Okay, so if you download the Ruby, I think that was the one was working. So use the M and the number and just downloads straight away, and then we could just rename it, so move, and let's say exploit RB, and because it's Ruby, we start with Ruby. As you can see, I use something here, we'll find out later. Right, and let me just try as it is. Yeah, so it's not very clear really what they want. Ruby exploit yeah, so I think I had to do some research online, but I had a really good one. And even if you try the Python, if for some reason I do believe it's not working. So we just rename it again. Okay, that's something else. I think it's an old IP address. 186 might be the same. Oh, okay. So I guess it's or you can have this one. Yeah, it's a target not exploitable. So we need to do some research online, or you can use the Metasploit. It's up to you. Yes, I found this one. So if you type in Drupal 2 from Dreadlocked, that should come up. So we copy. It says git clone, and then yeah, that should be it. Yeah, so if you have just Ruby, I'm not sure if this is the right IP address again. Just be on the safe side. Okay. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, that was the one. So yeah, sometimes Searchploit, like the database, export database, unfortunately is not reliable. So it's always good to do some extra research, and usually GitHub is more reliable. So as you can see, we got a shell straight away, but obviously we need to kind of update it. On the other hand, what we can do as well is to see if we can log into MySQL, but I think we have to update the shell. Yeah, so if you do some research, you could see that the settings PHP on Drupal is located in the doc root site default settings. So you could just copy this. This is very crucial because this is where there are some login details. So I don't know if, because it's kind of like a limited shell, but as you can see, I checked the web config, there was nothing there, I believe. Yes, so we are in the main. That's correct. So if you so it should work. Yeah, perfect. So you got the settings, so you have to go all the way back to the top. That's just a secret, that's the hash sort, and these are the details here. So what's funny about this exercise, you could actually create a more stable shell, maybe with netcat or bash calling back, and then you can move around more easily, or you could just take note of this. So although it's the MySQL database, but Drupal username, password, virgulino. Now I don't think from this shell we can do that. I can show it from a different shell, but the funny thing is, if you type in virgulino, I think it's somewhere here. There you go. So Lampiao, which is Captain Virgulino Ferreira da Silva, better known as Lampiao, was probably the most successful traditional Brazilian bandit. So it's funny because if we ran a kind of maybe the CEUWL command, so you could actually create it like a customized word list based on the story, then maybe we could have had the password, because it turns out that would belong to someone else. So you could go different ways about it. So you could just type in the etc password, and you know that, for example, we have Thiago as a user. Now the root hash is manifested, displayed in the password list, which is highly unusual because that should be in the shadow file, as you know. And I tried to crack it, but this was just a rabbit hole, so we don't worry about that one. I don't know if we can log into MySQL here, so I think it's better to create a better shell. But I think Python 3 was the only one that really worked, so let's just try that one. So I think right, so I think that's the best so far for me that worked. The different ones, don't know why some of them just don't work. So just copy paste it here, and then we know that my IP address is this one, and we could try maybe port 80. Yeah, so you could try port 80. Right, so we copy the whole thing. Port 80, so we will not get listener, and I think it should be working. Yeah, that's perfect. So we are in, but we are www data. Now the funny thing is, if you remember the details, the MySQL details, the user would be like Drupal user, localhost, password will be Virgulino, so we are inside. Now we should have selected the database, but there's not many. Show databases, so we can see the Drupal what we need. So I would say use Drupal. Database changed, so show tables with the users. So we should just say select everything from users. As you can see, so Thiago is here and Ida. So now when you look at this one, so if you copy just one of them, and you could just say, we're not gonna save it because I couldn't crack it. Hash ID says it's Drupal 7.x, so it could be any version which matches with a reconnaissance or enumeration. So the two hashes, we can't crack it. I tried to update the hashes to something simple like admin or password. I tried to log in, but it didn't allow me. So yeah, it's just a waste of time really. But what's interesting is we have a password, right? Virgulino. And we know that Thiago is definitely in this Linux database. I mean, not just Drupal database, but inside Linux as a user. So if you exit, and if you just give it a try, guess what? Now we are Chiago. And because it's kind of still like a limited shell, so we could just really exit if you wanted to. Exit again from a different shell. And then what we could do is, should work from here as well. So SSH Chiago. Oh, I forgot the IP address. Okay, right. No, I think it's here. Right. So we just SSH into the machine, I think is better. Yes, Virgulino. Now at this point I was definitely disappointed, I must admit, because I really thought that maybe we do some kind of sudo L or something, but unfortunately nothing. So that was disappointing, because if it was like a hack the box machine, then you would expect that this is the next stage. So now maybe I have something in store for me, and then we can take it from there. But really and truly, all we achieved is we have a more stable shell and a lot of privilege escalation techniques. Obviously you can do, you can upload limpies and so on and so on, but it seems that when you really look at the kernel version, so 4.4, it's kind of crying out that it's more likely, or most likely, a dirty cow exploit. And what we need to be careful as well, that this is not 64 base, as you can see. Now, so if you go back to the actually we can do this one. Ah, sorry, it's a search for it. Oh, okay, looks like it doesn't work like that. Maybe you could have Linux kernel, and it was 4.4. And it's quite a lot, but yeah, we know that this is dirty cow. It's kind of popular. Yes, sorry, so if you type in separately dirty cow, this is how it comes up, and that's the traditional one. So when you got the CPP extension, so what we could do is just, we are in the right directory, okay, so we could just save this number, but either way I need sudo. Actually, yeah, just leave it as it is. I mean, yeah, we can. What was this? 40. I don't know why it's not working. Ah. Oh yeah, because I didn't log in as sudo. Right. Let's search port again. 40847. Right, so if you wanna move this one, maybe just exp. Now if you look into it, it actually tells you how to do this, so how to compile it. And a good thing is, if you go back, and we could just check, yes, we got GCC, so this is brilliant. It's fairly easy. We just need this one to compile it there on their machine, because obviously the Linux version is much lower than what we have today. So yes, so all you have to do, you can do it different ways. I prefer the wget. Just fire up the server, port 80 is fine. Oh yeah, and of course, if you are interested in the local txt files there, or you could do the SSH copy through SSH. That's another solution. So wget, and then I always forget my IP address. And then what we call it? We call it exp cpp, I believe. So that was quick, right? And then, so we could just copy this one. Oh yeah, that's why I didn't want to rename it. Now I remember. Never mind. Okay, that didn't work. Right, so decal and then cpp, and then it was lutil, that's the one, yeah. Excellent. So if you look at it, is there decal, and then what we need, change the to make it exploitable. Chmod. Right. Execute. So your root password is dirty cow fun. Okay, so it looks like it's successful. So if you switch to root and using this password, then we are root. Brilliant. And also if you can look at the, just to help us to compare. So when you look at that, the password list, where is it? Oh yeah, it's here. Ah, that's interesting. It starts with Chiago now. Right, so you got the root hash, this $6, so P7X, as you can see. Okay, I don't know why, it looks like it's frozen or something. Right, and then if you do the shadow, you can see it's completely different. That's the real password for root, so that would have been like a rabbit hole to go down. So I hope you enjoy this. Thank you for your patience with me, and thank you for listening to my tutorials. Let's keep in touch, and I'll see you next time.